All right, I thought I might talk a little bit about what tools I might choose to take out on a winter hiking trip. And what do I mean by winter? I mean that there's snow on the ground, good chance of further snow, or fairly deep snow already. So what kind of knives would I take? Well, first of all, before I get into the knives, I want to talk about, I would take, for fallen timber like this is fallen beech, and it looks rotten, but it's not. It's still hard, it's still burnable, that kind of thing. The knife will be useless on it unless it's some ginormous knife. You'd be better off with a saw, and generally I'd be taking a hand saw, something like a silky, which will make short work of this. It also means too, a saw is easier to use and you're less likely to injure yourself than taking a hatchet and trying to swing a hatchet in this uneven ground around here. It's wet, it's slippery, especially if you're tied, maybe, and if there's just too much chance of an injury. I'm sure there's a lot of hatchet experts out there, but even the experts need a firm footing to swing that thing. And I wouldn't be swinging any knives into the wood either, because that's just going to be a waste of time. I would be taking a saw. Okay, but what about in terms of knives? Well, winter knives. This is a great knife here. This knife by Tuff gear. It's a great little hunting knife. Unless you're out here hunting, I wouldn't be carrying this one alone, that's for sure. Not only are there pigs out here, but there's also deer. Okay, the deer is sitting down in here. You can see this, maybe it's a bit hard to see, but this depression here, more deer poop there. Yeah, it's relatively fresh too. You can strike a steer with it, do all these things, and yes, with a bit of time and caution, I could bust up some wood enough to burn maybe, but it's too slow and too small for most things for winter hiking. This is a summer hiking knife. Okay, what about this next knife? This is actually a new model from Tuff gear. It's called the Jessmark, and it's designed by the guy on the YouTube channel Prepared Minds, if I've got that right. Yeah, sort of like a bushcrafty channel, and he says he's a knife designer. When I first saw this, actually, before I even knew the name of it, it reminded me of the Nessmark. Now he says it's it's got nothing to do with the Nessmark, but like I said, bicycles, it's hard to redesign bicycles. They've all got triangular frames, and this looks like a bit of a butcher's style knife. It looks something like the Nessmark, which George Washington Sears made quite famous, named after his Indian friend Nessmark. That was his name, and everything he liked he called a Nessmark, according to one of his nieces. Anyway, yeah, so that's a bit of history there. There's the Jessmark. It's called a Jessmark. It doesn't matter anyway. It's a knife. It works. It's more like a butcher's type knife, perfect for skinning with that big belly. It's got a point. You can gut things with it. Big handle, you see, so any sized hand can get on there. Very good grippy handle, what Victor at Tuff Gear is calling it like a gator skin. It's a hefty feeling knife, more of a kind of a hunting bushcrafty thing. Again, it's not a chopper because it's just too small. You could use it to strike a baton against, that kind of thing. This with a saw would be good, yeah, for sure, no problems. And we have another knife here. This is another one from Tuff Gear. This has been out for a while now. This is a design from Victor himself at Tuff Gear. It's called the Red Wolf, this model. There you go there, the Red Wolf. Excellent drop point, camp hunting style knife. A little bit big for a hunter on there, but yeah, you can get control on there with this. It's quite good. Definitely require gloves here in the winter. I'm just showing you here now without gloves on, but it's pretty grippy. But of course, yeah, definitely gloves now for the winter. It's freezing. You've got a perfect mirror edge on this. It's a convex edge. You can see that mirror shine on the edge there. Beautiful finish on there. This is deadly sharp. It's Bowler's K 329. That's kind of like a modified AC A8, I believe. Anyway, yeah, got a bit of heft to it, feels great in the hand. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem bringing that out here either, as I have with if I was out here for an extended period of time, but with a saw, definitely. Yeah, so there you go, that's the Red Wolf. Very nice knife from Work Tough Gear, very, very nice.